This is the Challenge USA.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Right Reality Podcast. My name is Steven.
And my name is Mixie. We are here to recap episode 10 of the Challenge USA, A Less Perfect Union. I would like to title this, I'm questioning if the Challenge USA Season 2 is actually good.
Whoa. Is it now not good? Is this the first week where you have thought it's not good anymore?
The pendulum is swinging.
Yes, the pendulum is swinging. I see exactly what you're saying. Continue.
I wanted it. And we had it, right? We had it. But the numbers are starting to add up to the point where are we about at an equal amount of bad episodes to good episodes? I think yes. This episode, in my opinion, was the most painful of the season so far.
Okay, I agree that it was painful from an emotional standpoint.
Oh.
It was painful from an emotional standpoint.
That was sad.
There is some chatter amongst people in professional things that say men don't show emotions. Men don't show emotions publicly. I want to be an ally for men to show their emotions. Put it up right here on the screen. This is me after watching Wes deliver that speech. Look at my GD face. I was sobbing. And if you were not sobbing after watching that and having his speech, I don't know how much of a Challenge fan I can call you. And another point that I want to make just real short, because I could go on a thing for 30 minutes, and I'm trying not to do that anymore. I'm trying to remain as calm as possible. And I know some people are like, let it out, you bitch. I need the full, unedited, mother effing version of his speech on Twitter, on their socials.
Yes. By
the end of the night, or we riot.
Yes.
We go down to Viacom or Paramount's headquarters, and we demand the footage.
Yes.
To cut that man off and slice up his speech to TJ, to the people, to us, is unacceptable at any level. He deserved more than what he got, and I was furious. Alyssa got more time to talk than he did.
Yeah, we got a whole flashback to her and Tyler's relationship, and then we got a 30-second Wes goodbye. I agree. That honestly was the cherry on top of what upset me this whole episode. This man has put so much of his life into this show, and for you guys to poo-poo his exit like this was despicable, in my opinion. I was upset. I was angry. It was unacceptable. That on top of the fact that Josh did what he did, and just the horrible daily, the garbage can of an elimination that was. For that to be the episode that Wes is retiring on.
Yeah.
Upsetting.
For it to be that much of a gimmicky elimination, and I know we've had gimmicky eliminations in my day. I'm not saying we haven't had gimmicky eliminations. But again, as we've said before, this is the challenge, and you want it to be the challenge light.
Yes.
Challenge USA is diet challenge.
It is.
Okay? The eliminations are diet. We've still yet to have a hall brawl, a pole wrestle, or anything like that. And if there's a chance Wes is going home, you put one of those things in. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is. Josh voting him in, predictable. Josh crying about it, predictable. Josh being like, oh, I feel bad that I sent him home. Well, I mean, he only had 3 votes. What's his name had 7. We didn't make a big deal about that, TJ, for the first time ever. Shockingly.
Yep.
Oh, God. You're right. First episode where I'm kind of like, whatever. I actually, at the beginning of this, wanted to call this episode part 2 of the jumping high portion of the challenge.
What an awful daily. What an awful daily. We had another situation of heights and wingspans were being calculated into this whole situation. But yet, Baby Hulk somehow gets the victory again. How does that work?
I mean, he does play the trampoline basketball thing for a living now on ESPN. That's like his second job. So jumping high.
But Steven, they took in his wingspan, so don't worry. Even though everyone jumped off the same height platform, they took into account.
I did pause at one point. His did look a little bit further out and a little bit higher to grab than the other people's on the string that it was coming down from. I think versus Bananas, but still, like, I don't want this to be a daily. And then like Michaela,
the crying in this episode was ridiculous.
I did not need Michaela crying because she had to jump off something high into water. This is what I constantly get upset about. I constantly get upset that people choose to come on this show knowing at some point you will probably have to jump off something high over water.
It's a guarantee. I don't even want to say probably. It's a guarantee.
It's a 100% guarantee. Here's the second 100% guarantee. Mixie, what's something that scares you the most in life? Is it snakes? Is it spiders? What is it? What would be your version of heights over water?
Dying alone.
Well, I don't think they could do that.
Okay.
As of daily, but okay, I'll go. I'll take it over again. That's fine.
Carrot cake.
Having to eat carrot cake alone while dying. Yes.
Yeah.
Mine would be snakes. Okay?
Okay.
Terrified of snakes. Don't even want to look at a photo of a snake. If they asked me to come on the challenge and I knew every year you're going to lay down on a thing of snakes, they're going to put snakes on you, guess what I'm not doing?
The challenge?
I'm not going on the challenge.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's crazy how that works.
This is why I get upset that Terrell goes on, because it's like, my guy, you don't like heights, you keep going on. Those two things don't seem to intersect with each other.
It's absolutely infuriating. I want to get to the beginning of this episode.
Okay, let's do that.
At least there's just something important that happened in the beginning of the episode I need to touch on. I saw the Survivor Alliance actually sit together. Now, was it everyone in the Survivor Alliance? No. But this is the first time I've actually seen a group of them together. Just destroying Chris for no reason again.
Here's what I love but also hate about the Survivor Alliance. One, I have to question, is there an actual Survivor Alliance? Because this week, there was not.
Mm-hmm.
There were people on the Survivor Alliance who were like, you know who we should vote in? Somebody from our own show.
Yeah. Also,
hold on. Is there an option for somebody not on our show? Oh, yes, there is. But we're not going to vote her in.
Also, Michaela put Chris in, who is in her Survivor Alliance. But again, and no one questioned that.
Michaela sucks. I'm just going to say it. I don't like Michaela. I said it last week. I don't care who knows it. Michaela sucks. Michaela, while still drying off from the daily, is like, should we put Tori in? And Des is like, yo, first of all, dry off before you even come in and try to fuck that entire thing we created. And I knew it. I knew one of them was going to try to do it to Tori because of course they were. Mm-hmm. Why would they let Tori get there? But
yeah.
That's not the point. That's not the point. I'm just like, you jumped further than everybody else. This is not all of a sudden a revelation that you're great at this game. It can prove that you're not good, like our good friend Chanel, who still has yet to do anything impressive.
Anything. This girl, oh my God. Oh my God. And when Cassidy was in the sand and was talking about how there's people that haven't gone into the elimination, and she was all like,
Are you talking about me? Yeah, bitch, we're talking about you.
You are exactly who we were talking about. Exactly. How she has skated through this. I mean, I'm assuming it's because everyone knows they can beat her in a final, but like, it's not even been slightly discussed, and it's infuriating me. This girl is horrendous. Horrendous. I haven't seen her be even slightly good at something. Not even great.
The funniest thing to me about all of this is last week she couldn't jump on time. Now she jumped too far after one of them. She jumped too far, which last week would have been great for you. This week you overcompensated.
When I see her on screen, I get very mad. I think I dislike her more than Michaela. She's been giving and continues to give nothing. Nothing. She has no good ideas in her alliance. She gives nothing at the dailies. She won't go into elimination, and I don't understand why. Her votes are terrible. They're not thought out at all.
She doesn't even give good interviews.
No, she's a fucking wet blanket. I'm over it. Get this bitch out of here. At least Michelle can't jump and get her fucking whatever the hell rod or whatever the fuck it was. But at least she was funny about it. Yeah. At least she gave us something else with it. And was she smart and strategic when going into voting? Yes.
And Michelle is like, oh, my alliance. I don't know if she realizes she's not part of the alliance. I think she realized at the end she's on the outside of those three, and probably next week it could be her. But at this point, if I'm Michelle, if I'm Cassidy, I look at each other and go, we got to pair up with Tori.
Yeah.
It's us three versus those three. That's what it is now. Because they know they're on the outside, and anything that happens now, it's going to be them. So they should all pair up together and go, let's clear this. And for Tori, I think that's a great deal.
Yes, absolutely. Because Tori's already being protected by the veteran guys. And then she gets these two girls. Who gives a shit?
What is she going to get? Like 2 votes from the other girls? I don't think so.
And also, she doesn't need to tell those other girls that she's in this other alliance, so she's fucking cruising. But again, that'd be playing smart. I was happy to see it was a double elimination. It needed to happen. We are moving forward. Maybe there's only 15 more people on this show, but we are slowly dwindling them down, thank God.
I don't know how many people we actually have left at this point.
I saw Corey and I was like, oh yeah, he's on the show. Ah.
That guy with the kids. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You haven't talked for like 3 weeks.
Josh made it very clear he was on the show this week, although I forgot about him for a couple of weeks myself. Nothing was funnier than West point blank saying that he will never be intimidated by or concerned with Josh in the challenge. I laughed so hard.
It was a throwback to the clip from a couple years ago where oh God, it's one of the best challenge clips of all time, where Josh comes up to Wes and he's like, I just want you to know that I'm not coming after you. And Wes is like, yeah, this is never going to be a thing. Like, I don't know why you think I'm coming for you, Josh, but I'm not. I'm not scared of you. He's like, whoa. He's like, I don't even see you as a competition. And Josh got so upset about it. He's like, oh no, we're like competition. He's like, no, we're not. Like, I don't even worry about you.
Mm-mm.
So when Josh was talking to Wes on the treadmill, all I thought was like, Josh was like the new guy at work who like shows up, and after a week he's talking to like the people who've been there a while. I was like, yo, I got all these like new ideas for revenue streams that I really think can help push the business forward. And like,
yeah,
I want to, how often do we have like a company? I really want to like pitch these ideas. And you being the wily veteran at the job are just like, hey man, stop. No, we don't need any new ideas for revenue streams. Mm-hmm. That's not what we hired you to do.
Yeah.
Just do your normal job, please. Because you start doing that, I'm going to have to start doing more, and I don't want to do anymore. Okay? I'm doing enough here.
I also really loved the compilation of Josh not winning any of the challenges that he's in. It made my heart happy. It was the icing on top of the cake of this whole situation. And then Wes was like, you're not a threat to me. Amazing. Iconic. I really wish that Josh was the one in the stand against Wes. If he's going to be a coward like that, at least go out with some sort of bang. But no, not Josh. Josh missed his rod. I'm assuming he cried about it.
In the water.
Because that's all he does is fucking cry. if you are a Josh fan, please, like, give me a reason why. I don't enjoy just bashing on people, but I don't get it. I really don't understand. Like, he's not even like Nelson was funny bad, you know? Like, it was funny to watch how this is just sad. The whole thing was sad. He's sad too.
He wants it so bad. So bad. And you know what? I respect somebody who wants to win as much. I now wonder, does he have like the longest streak of not winning a daily now that Nelson got his last season? Like, is he the next man up on the like not winning a daily totem pole?
I would love to know that information. That would be a great tid.
We need some.
Let us know if you know. Share that info with us. That would be great. I do want to say, Michaela won the girls' side of things. Shock and awe. And as I am in shock, I was continuously in shock because Michaela,
I knew
running
in
slow motion to get that last rod was this week. Ass of the week. Ass of the week.
That might be the least excited ass of the week dance I've ever done. I'm usually excited, but it was Michaela. Now, Mixie, I was not expecting that dumpy that she had there. That kind of surprised me.
It was quite the dumpy that we have not seen.
How dare they?
I was in shock. I couldn't believe it. I do want to state, though, for the record, Stephen, as I told Devin, hole is hole. Ass is ass, you know?
And
I get where you're coming from, but if you're looking at just ass, you don't have to see her face. And it's also kind of hard to talk to her because she's facing away from you. So maybe her ass is the best part of her. Maybe. Allegedly.
Do, 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 do. The more you know. Brought to you by Mix.
And asses.
Wow. Way to just bring people together who might not like each other.
This is what I do best. Conflict resolution.
I think they need to do more of that at the United Nations.
Yeah, we should have Ass of the Week in Congress.
Oh my God, can you imagine?
It would really solve a lot of problems, I think.
I mean, if they had Tits of the Week, that Lauren Boebert girl would probably win every week.
Hell yeah.
Grope of the Week?
Front Ass of the Week, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you just want to take in a show of Beetlejuice? Just get them rubbed just in front of everybody. Just forget that you're a member of Congress for a moment. Hey, whatever. Just,
Fuck it.
Just getting felt up good.
Touch my nips.
Yeah, just grab them good, you know? Oh, I'm just a private citizen enjoying Beetlejuice. Yeah, let me just grab your crotch while I'm at it. America.
Fuck yeah.
Wild. Unbelievably wild.
You know what was unbelievably wild as well? Wes giving an entire speech about how great he is and how he's going to grab that stick and then missing immediately.
Yeah. Can I tell you, this was the point I was a little scared that Wes was going home.
Interesting.
There was an outfit change.
Oh,
that he
I didn't
had.
catch it.
And I was like, oh, he changed his outfit. Usually you see him like 2 weeks back to back. In my head, just part of my spidey sense went, is this his exit interview? Because he did say something like, I hate losing. And now they put that in where the daily was. But in my head, I was like, that sounds like an after elimination.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Thing. And I was like, okay. And I kind of put that away until the end. And he got called down and was like, this can't be how it ends. We haven't had another build up. Like, honestly. Yeah, that was just a thing that jumped out to me, and I was kind of like, not like this, please, not like this. We'll continue to fly through this episode because, again, not much there for us to really sink our teeth into. And like we said last week, this is, again, part of the season where we start going, just get us to the final now.
Yep.
Just get us to the final. I don't think people would be upset if we took like 10 people to the final and like immediately we lost like 4 people, right?
That would be awesome. Or if they did something kind of like what they did in World Championship where there was like stations.
Yeah.
And we just lose people at stations. I would love that.
I think that's where the next big twist needs to be for this show is we get to like a certain episode number where they're like, oh, there's 12 people left. There's 6 guys, 6 girls. We wouldn't go to the final. And TJ just goes, congratulations, you've made it to the final. And people are going to lose their fucking mind, right? And they go 6 people, and then they're going to start going. And then they go, actually, and it would have to be a week like this where everybody packed their stuff, right? Mm-hmm. And like all their stuff has already been taken away. Mm-hmm. And they're like, actually, we're going right to the plane right now. And they're like, where are we going?
Yeah.
Again, let us help you with this show.
I couldn't agree more. Like them thinking they're going to a daily and there's way too many people for it to be a final. And TJ's like, welcome to the final. Get on the boat. And they're like, what the fuck? That would be amazing.
Amazing. And like they didn't know it. Mm-hmm. We also didn't know it.
Yeah. You just drop it in the middle of an episode. That would be incredible.
I wouldn't want a cliffhanger. You can't cliffhanger that because then that takes all the momentum out of it.
They would though.
Yeah, of course they would. You just start it right at the beginning of the thing. Like, actually, you guys have all made it to the final, and people are like, huh, what? I mean, we talked about it. We understand what would happen. It would be absolutely ludicrous, and we need to see that happen. So let's talk about Chris. Chris, I think, was the little spark that got Josh to vote for Wes. Do you agree with that, or do you think Josh was going to do it whether Chris kind of pushed that idea out anyway?
Interesting. I don't know what caused Josh to spiral. I mean, he could have seen a leaf fall in a certain way and he'd be like, oh, I need to change everything. I don't know what caused it, but clearly he had a mentee bee, as the kids call it, and he realized he said the thing out loud that everybody was thinking. If Wes goes to a final, I am 100% going to lose to Wes. Now, are there other people in that house that he will 100% lose to? Absolutely. Why was Wes the first one he focused on? Not sure. But that is what he did. I could see that being the case. I personally think that it was Baby Hulk. I think Baby Hulk has his finger on the pulse, didn't want to do the dirty work. That's why he dressed like the Michelin man, the tire man, when he went to vote with Michaela. And he was like, oh, I already did Chris. Let's just do Chris. Let's have everybody else do it. And then he went to Josh and was like, come on, Josh, like you suck at this game. Why don't you do something of value? And that's how it happened. That's what I think.
Wasn't Baby Hulk also last week the one that was outside complaining every year?
Yeah.
We just sit around and we let these people go to the final and they beat us.
That's why I think it was him.
And then he sits in that talk with Michaela while there's a camera on him and is like, I don't really think, if we put these people in and they come back, it's against us. It's like, this is why you end up in the situation you end up in, man. It's because you allow this to go on so long that at a certain point, you can't hide behind other people. Like you could have hid behind other people earlier in the season if you tried it, but now you're screwed. Baby Hulk, I could 1,000% see Baby Hulk doing that.
I feel like I might be giving him too much credit, but I would also think that like Ratatouille could figure out that Josh would be easily manipulated and could like jump into his head and make him vote for Wes, I think you're 100% correct in the idea that if Fessy wanted that to happen, if Baby Hulk wanted that to happen, he could just say to Josh, he's like, hey man, like we're going to put Chris in, but I think the idea is that we vote for Wes. So Wes had 3 votes, right? Mm-hmm. I'm assuming, obviously, Josh, Cassidy. Who's the third? Chris. Chris said he was voting for Wes.
Oh, that's right. Okay, my bad there. My bad.
No, I get it. I mean, the fact that, again, I think it's a Baby Hulk special.
Yeah.
That Chris out of nowhere is like, hey, I want to go against the best.
And from Chris's perspective, it's great. Smart play. You lose to Wes, it's like, yeah, you lost to Wes. Mm-hmm. If you win, it's like, whoa, you beat Wes.
Yeah.
It's a smart strategy because you get him out, you get to come back. Mm-hmm. Now there's less people on that side. Also, the absolute craziness, to go back to Michaela, because this reminded me of something, again, Michaela did, insane at the beginning of the episode. Her saying, okay, Chris, you were a little weird. We now need to, like, again, like, Survivor up and, like, get together on the same page and, like, just put everything behind us, right? Not call each other out to win. And then for her, like, moments later to throw everybody else in on Survivor and just be like, yeah, well, whatever.
This whole thing blew my fucking mind. I could not believe it. There was no... The thing is, like, they all act like they're so logical, but they all play so emotional, and then they give people like Michelle shit for playing emotional when she made a smart play.
It's going to cost Michelle, no doubtably.
Yes, but
Michelle's probably the next one to go in, unfortunately.
I think she is too. But again, if she did what you were saying and she buddies up with Tori and she buddies up with Cassidy, then she could be in a better situation. And the vets are friendly with her. You know, she says, I'm loyal. Fuck Survivor, as she should say. I do want to touch on the fact that Alyssa S. was put in, and that's all I wanted to say. Just wanted to be matter of fact of it. Wow, Shakaruski, she went in. Shakaruski, she lost. I mean, I can't believe she wasn't in an elimination. I mean, Tyler kind of saved her ass. What was that, 2 weeks ago or a week ago? I don't know. Everything's meshing together. But it's kind of surprising to me that this is the first time she's gone in. But yet again, Chantel or whatever the fuck her name is still hasn't gone in. So who knows what's going on here?
It's going to be a set of circumstances where, unfortunately, I feel like she might get to the final. She might just get to the final.
Well, she's a layup, so
who the hell knows? I mean, these finals are. We thought Desi would be good, and she got paired up with what's his name at the beginning of the thing, and then she was out because he quit on her. Literally anything could happen. I'll be very interested to see what they do with that. But yes, that was crazy. I thought there was a chance there for Alyssa S. after that first round. She was fucking feisty in that elimination, and she got way more of those things off of her than I thought she was going to do. Mm-hmm. I thought she was just going to get the stuff on the front, but also I was like, why am I turned on by this?
I hated the elimination. It made me mad. Like, what are we, in a fucking, like, sewing class? What is going on? Why are there patches?
We've done something like this before.
Boo.
But it was, I think you were, like, on the ground. I don't think you were suspended in the air playing Ring Around the Rosie. I think you were on the floor and you were trying to grab as many things off the other person. But I also think both people had them on at the same time. So it was a little more like a mutual combat and not one person getting to go and then another person getting to go.
Yeah, that probably would have been better.
I would have liked that a little bit more. But I get it. You're trying to, like, go around and avoid it. And Wes was good. And then Chris just outsmarted him for that 1 second to go, I'm just going to stop because I'm holding on to the thing. And then he wrapped him up good. And as soon as he got him, I said, fuck.
Mm-hmm.
What did we get in that elimination too, Mixie? For no reason, by the way, there was a countdown clock. Oh, a time.
We did. Sure. Okay, fine. Listen, if they're giving it to us, I'll take it when I can get it. Just, it's obvious that they have the ability to put it there.
Yes.
So maybe just do it all the fucking time. I don't know. What a crazy ass. Another thing that I don't know if you noticed, 2 balls came out of the bunny at one point.
I did see that.
Things are getting selective here. We're doing some interesting cuts.
I saw that, and at first I was like, oh! And then my brain went, it's okay. They put all the men's stuff in first. They pulled one. They put the ladies' one in and allowed one out. So he was going to pull the men's one out and the ladies' one, or the ladies' one, and the men's one into that little thing. That's how I squared it in my head. Interesting cuts. A trip to the corner might be necessary at some point.
Maybe soon.
I want to say, I think, again, Alyssa S. did a lot better job than I thought she was going to do in that.
Mm-hmm.
So shout out to her. I liked her on the show. I like somebody who, like, stirs it up a little bit in terms of, like, the romance. She's very cute, very sweet. I don't think she's built for this show necessarily long term.
Yeah.
But
no.
who is? Just it's the same
CT.
people. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. There's so few people
Desi.
who are built to. Oh, okay. Yeah. Desi could do this for a while.
You know who also isn't? Cuckboy Sebastian, which
Ooh.
I saw he was on a certain podcast.
I did see that. Yeah. That was great.
If they bring this man back for a different season at a later date, I will burn everything to the ground. Everything to the ground. Anyways, Josh cried when he voted for Wes. Josh cried when Wes got called. And Josh continued to cry once Wes left and was very visibly confused as to why somebody put a ball on him. He didn't understand what it was for, what had happened. And Josh, making sure that he royally fucks himself, tells Wes that it was him in front of Bananas, in front of everyone else. Everyone now knows that Josh did this. What a fucking dumbass.
Yeah. I think he needed, for his own mental well-being, to tell him that, especially after he says, I'm done, this is it for me.
But he knew that. He knew that. Wes had already gone on that whole speech weeks prior. He knew that. He knew what he was doing. If you're gonna do it, fucking do it. He has fucked himself, which I'm fine with. Get this motherfucker off the show. I'm done.
Yeah, I guess he's fucked himself. Because Corey would vote for him now.
Mm-hmm.
Fessel probably would not vote for him. Obviously not. Bananas would vote for him. Chris would be given the opportunity now to vote for him, I would feel. So What are we at? 5 guys left now? There's 10 people left?
I don't do math.
I'll quickly look that up so everybody is aware how many.
I do want to I want to ask this question to you and also the hotties. My brother's in town this week, and he is a major Challenge fan. I watched with him when I was much younger, and he has always continued to watch. We watched this episode together, and as soon as Wes said he was retiring, he did his beautiful speech and walked off. My brother looked at me and immediately said he'll be back in the next 2 years. Do you think Wes will come back? And if the answer is yes, which I do think the answer is yes, at what point will he come back?
I'm going 3 years. If he comes back. I do think they're in a situation, if they were not paying appearance fees, that he would not come back at all. I think he wanted to win going out.
Mm-hmm.
Part of me thinks he should have stopped after the last All-Stars and just been like, hey, I have a chance to say I went out a champion and I'm going to go out a champion, which I think some other people might be trying to do. I do think Jordan might be one of those people on that list.
Bananas,
but they're going to keep paying him the fees to show up. So I don't see why he would stop taking that check.
Yeah,
I don't think I'm going to say 3 years.
Okay,
if he does, because it's not. Oh, I don't want to come back. I'm done. It's I'm having a child and I have the responsibilities of raising a child. I can't go away for this amount of time and leave my wife with the child. Plus, I mean, he said before with all the business stuff, and if that continues to grow, there's no reason for him to necessarily come back.
Yes, but I think it's in his blood, though. He's done it for so long. I personally think a bit longer. I think it'll be about 5 years because that's when you start like going to kindergarten and stuff. I think once his child, I don't know if it's a boy or a girl, is in school, things will change. I think that he'll take whatever season lines up with his kid's school year and he'll be back. I'm giving it 5.
If the show is still around in 5 years, we can't guarantee that it'll be around in 5 years. You know what I mean?
This show will continue until the end of time, I think. Will it be the challenge? Maybe not. But the concept of it, the MTV of it all, I mean, he could be on Traitors. He could be on, what is that show? Villains. There's so many stupid, weird things.
That's not the challenge.
But he's acting like he's retiring from TV, and he's acting like he's not going to be a part of reality TV. I just don't believe him.
I do think this was his last challenge season.
I can't believe he went out on the Challenge USA.
I think there's a chance he could do All-Stars again in the future because there's shorter seasons.
Mm-hmm.
But again, remember, people, this just comes down to because
you got it.
You got it. Killer Cam, and Leroy. Leroy said he was retiring. I didn't buy that because Leroy hadn't gotten that W yet, so I didn't believe he was done, and he's obviously back. But that's neither here nor there. But we haven't seen that yet, and that hasn't been released. Whatever. Anywho, it's all reliant on how much MTV is willing to pay for him to show up.
I think that they'll be able to cough up a big enough check that we'll see him again.
If there's a season where they can't get CT or Bananas or a Jordan or a Devin, and they're reaching, I think they go, "What's your number?"
Mm-hmm.
And he'd throw out something insane like 200, and I think they might be willing to give it to him.
Yeah.
After a while, I don't think they can do that next year, but after 2.5 to 3 years, I think they could do that. If he still thinks he's in game shape, I don't think he'd come back just to take the check. He would come back because he thinks he can win.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I think he'll stay in shape. I think he has the mindset and the personality of someone that's just going to continue to grind in the gym. He'll be ready to go at any point.
Let's end this episode thinking about the fact that it might be a long time till we can ever smash someone as easily as we'd smash Wes in the photos for Smash or Pass every year.
R.I.P. to that ginger god in all of our Smasher Passes. We will see you again soon. You're pulling a Tom Brady, and we all know it. We'll see you again. Respectfully.
Respectfully.
I also, part of me, if this is real, I refuse to accept it as fact. So that's also might be part of why I'm I'm going to see him again. There's no fucking chance that this is the end of it.
It felt so real. I mean, again,
I'm curious what the hotties think.
Yeah, there'll be a hotties poll later because, probably this weekend, I'm guessing. So we don't, after a few days, guys, it's on you.
I do want to state at the end of this, if you have not checked out the All-Star Shore podcast, what are you doing? You guys, I need it for you. Help me help you.
Yeah.
Go watch All-Star Shore. Go watch it, enjoy it, and then listen to our recap. It's just the most fun. It's a breath of fresh air. It's horrible accents. Not horrible accents. It's great accents. An inability to understand what they're saying. It's a lot of alcohol. It's way too many nip slips and butt cracks.
My God.
It's just, it's a chef's kiss every second. Do yourself a favor and watch All-Star Shore and then check out our recap of it. You're welcome.
The things that you love about the challenge or loved about the challenge, it's all over on All-Star Shore.
Mm-hmm.
It's all over there. People banging, people making out, people drinking their face off, competitions, dumb competitions, foam parties, a disco shark, all the good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's on All-Star Shore. So join us over there. We will be exhausted every week bringing this to you with all the time commitment to these two fantastic shows.
Yes.
But we will see you next week for a new episode of All-Star Shore. Please remember, we're trying to get to 500 subs over there on YouTube, so please go over there. That's a big help. I mean, just click it. That's all you got to do. It doesn't cost you anything. And then you don't even need to watch the videos. It's just
you could though. You could.
You could do that too. You could, get to work, put it on, mute it, and then hide the browser and just let it play through because that's good for us.
These are great things that you could easily do.
Easily do.
And we'd greatly appreciate it. Thank you for checking out this episode, this recap of the Challenge USA. We will be back with next episode. And everyone, cross your fingers that we are back in the positives. The pendulum will continue to swing the other way. Fingers crossed.
Just think about it. Next week, this time, we'll be celebrating because the show will be back. We'll all be celebrating and eating a piece of delicious carrot cake. Okay, bye.
No, bye.